What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the Just Kidding channel. So if you guys know, I told you there was some issues that I wanted to fix on my car, and I finally just pulled the trigger. The sooner I get it done, the better. So my car is up in the air right now, and I explained what was the issues from before. So one of the issues was that my subframe bushings are going bad. So I still had the OEM rubber ones in, the ones that the car had for a long time. I believe that's what they are because I don't think the previous owner ever changed them. But they are cracked and dry rotted. My end links for my sway bar, they're bent because I got longer ones because the shorter ones didn't fit because the sway bar itself is really thick. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna drop the subframe. So in order for me to drop the subframe, I have to undo the e-brake cables, I have to undo the brake lines, I have to remove the exhaust. I also have to drop the drive shaft. So all of those things have to be done before I drop the subframe. So the sooner that I start with that, the sooner it'll be done, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to start with the easy things now, like the e-brake cables, the brake lines, the exhaust. Then I do the drive shaft. Then I'll undo the bolts, drop the subframe. Hopefully this goes well. And I'm tired of talking, so we're gonna start. All right, so everything is disconnected. The more I went under, the more things I realized that I was disconnected that I wasn't telling you guys. So we're gonna go over everything. What I had to disconnect was the coilovers, drive shaft, brake lines, the actual subframe itself, the exhaust. There's like little brackets that I had that I removed, and believe it or not, those bolts were zinc coated, so they were super easy to get out. What else? I had to undo my sway bar, yes, and I only had to do that only because where the bolts were, where the drive shaft is a little tight, so I did it to get it loose. So we're gonna drop the subframe right now, and hopefully it comes out with no issue. Yeah. Or something had to go wrong. Okay. All right, so one thing I did forget was the e-brake cables. I have a Street Faction bracket underneath there that I have to unbolt and then remove the cables, and then we'll be done. All right, subframe is now out. That was a lot of work. Now I have no idea how I'm gonna get it back in the car. I think I might have to get a big piece of plywood, put it on the car, put it under, get the subframe on top of there with the jack, roll it up, and do it like that. But yeah, that was actually a lot of work. So when I was bringing it down, I realized like this, I should not be able to move it this easily. So this shit is shot. This one actually looks pretty good. I lied. Wow. I feel like that probably had more play than the other one. This one, same as well. They're all like severely cracked. And this one I could see from, yeah, this is definitely the most loose one. So I'm gonna work on getting each one of these out, and we're just gonna wait for the new ones to come in. So, not sure if you guys know, but I really like Milwaukee tools. That's why I have their impact wrench. I also have their electric ratchet, and I also bought their Dremel, not the other day. The other day, yes. But anyways, so one of the issues that I had was the rear sway bar end links were too long, so they got bent. So what I did on the other side is I used this Dremel and cut it right off. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. I'm gonna cut it here so it gives me a little room, and then I'm gonna cut it there, and then I'm gonna pull it out. A little gasoline. It does not seem like it's gonna do much, to be honest with you. This one's already going out. Once it goes out, I add more. Alright, so it is now the next day. I got a late start because I had to help my friend with his car, and it seems that burning the bushings is not working. Well, actually, this one seems like, well, I guess I lied, because now this that just came out. So that metal piece in the center just came out, which is pretty good. So I guess I'm gonna burn this a little more, and I'm gonna start burning the rest of them, get them out. But this fuel that I had was like really old. It actually came from when I found the fuel canister on the turnpike. So I mean, it was free, whatever, saved cars from getting in accidents and stuff. So I'm just use the rest of it, see if I can find any more, and then go from there. All right, so I'm glad I'm taking my time with this. I'm not at all worried about how fast it's gonna be done, because it is taking a little while, and some of the, like, one bushing is really burning out, so I'm not gonna have an issue with it, but the rest of them do not seem like they want to burn. So I probably should get some gasoline to help them burn a lot better, because it seemed like for this bushing, once I got the center out, it's continuing to burn on its own, but the other three are not. So I'm using like brake cleaner because it's flammable. Not that I should be, well, you know, whatever. Yeah, so I'm using brake cleaner, and yes, it gets it to go on fire, but it doesn't stay lit. So I think I might need to get some gasoline. Alright, so it turns out the fire worked really well. So this was that bushing that was burning like crazy before. As you can see now, if it'll focus, it's good. Like, it's burned all the way down to the metal. I just have to take a wire wheel and scrape it out. That one is burning really good right now because the metal portion in the middle was removed. So what I did is, I've seen it in a video before, I used a drill bit and I basically just went around the metal thing until it, and then used a hammer to hammer it out. Added a little brake fluid, lit it up, and it's burning completely fine right now. So I would suggest you guys trying the same thing if this ever if you ever have to do the same thing, which I recommend you do, because these bushings were shot and they're over 20 years old. I'm gonna show you how I did it on the lower one as soon as I get this one out, and then we'll go from there. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna go through it with the drill bit first. And it broke the drill bit. Now come through the hammer, just like that. It's out. Now what I'm gonna do, add a little brake cleaner and gonna light it. Boom. And I'm gonna burn it till it gets like the first one to bare metal. I'm also gonna look for a wire wheel to get inside. I didn't get the bushings yet in the mail, so I'm just waiting to see if I actually need to remove that little metal inner lip, and then if I do, I will just remove it and I'll just get the rest installed. But from what I was told, that might be the most difficult part, because if you don't have a hammer and a chisel, you won't be able to bend it in order to push it back. So it might be a little complicated, but just like anything, I'm gonna get it done. Yeah. Alright, so all of them are out. Alright, this is the last piece, which are the bushings. Just came in, spoke to the Amazon shipping guy. He was actually pretty good. Energy suspension, rear subframe ball joint, bushings right here. Thank the Lord, it is about time. Let's get these bushings in the subframe, get the subframe back in the car, get everything back together so we can make it to this event tonight. All right, so for the energy suspension subframe bushings, you do not need to remove that inner sleeve, that metal sleeve. I just put it in, and I'm just using the hammer to get them to sit flush. Alright, the bushings are in, all four and now I'm gonna try to figure out how I can get the subframe back in the car by myself. I guess I'm gonna like drag one side and next side, one side, next side until I get under there. But I'm gonna put you guys on a time lapse because I'm trying to get this done and I'm crunched for time because I have to go somewhere later. So let's start this time lapse. I know, damn. I know you guys seen me do everything on this car, motor swap, whatever, but by far the subframe was the hardest thing I had to do by myself. I don't even know how much time passed from when I stopped the time lapse because it was just not working out. And gravel made it super difficult. So I used like 5 pieces of wood. But then since the wood is not attached, they separated, the wheels got stuck. But I got it in for the most part. The thing is, I'm having an issue now is when I put the 2 front ones in, they came out. So the subframe bushings actually came out. So now I'm having complications with that because it's not lining up properly. So this is super complicated. So I'm gonna just try to see if I can use my wits. Right now what I'm doing is I fasten the rear. I put jack stands under it. I'm gonna put the jack under the front, lift it with the jack so it pops right in good position, and see if it works like that. Oh, this is a lot to do by myself. Like, I understand, like, my dad gets mad at me because I do all of this stuff by myself, but I feel like I really can't rely on anybody else because I want things done what I want them done, and I want to take anybody from doing what they got to do. So, but that shit, that was hard, man. That was really difficult, and I'm still not even done yet. All right, so got all of them in. So if it ever happens to you where some of them are not like lining up properly, what I suggest you do is use the jack as a press. That's what I just did. So I got the cylinder or whatever in the center in, and then I pushed the bushing in. Then I used the old cylinder from the bushing, and I pushed the new cylinder deeper in. Then I used the jack to press the bottom in. So now everything is flush, and excuse me. So now everything is in. Like I said, yo, that was a complicated process. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can't even believe I did it by myself. But I'm not even gonna dwell on that. What I need to do is I need to get this car ready for tonight. So I'm gonna put all the brake lines back onto the calipers. I'm gonna put the e-brake cables back together, and drive shaft, whole 9 yards. I'm gonna do a speed run. I'm not gonna time lapse it. If you guys want to know how to remove it or whatever, just let me know, and I will be sure to make a video for the next one. But let's just get this done. All right, it is now the next day, and that really took a while to do. I tried to put in as much work as I possibly could in order to get the car to where I was going last night. I did. I made it work, but I didn't drift the car. But I definitely recommend doing poly bushings because the car feels good. So when I was turning with the old bushings, you would hear like clunking, and it would feel like the rear end is like shaking a little bit. Now, nothing. You can't even tell this car has a welded diff if if you didn't know, and if you didn't hear it. It's crazy. So I'm pretty happy about that. So I threw on the Cosmos wheels, and the Cosmos wheels they look so good. They look so much bigger than my square wheels, even though they're the same size. So those are the square wheels, as you guys know, and those are the Cosmos wheels. I know it's like they poke a lot, but I feel like it just fits the body line so nice. But too much camber. If they had these and a higher offset, I would have bought them. If you guys are ever doing these subframe bushings, like, hit me up, let me know on Instagram on kid_Shaolin, and hopefully I can tell you exactly what I did in order for you to figure out for yourself or do it yourself, because it was pretty intense, not even gonna lie to you. And you guys know I have gravel, so I'm feeling it in my body like it was a workout. But right now, car looks good. Car looks really good sitting here, just chilling. But anyways, please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Hit me up on social media, follow me on social media, and I'll see you guys in the next video.